following podcast contains explicit language.
What's going on, Hive Minders? Welcome back to the Mind Meld, the podcast hosted by Mason Burns.
Hello, hello.
And me, J.S. Price. The Mind Meld is a lively discussion about yours and our favorite stoner thoughts, pop culture references, video games, and more. Or as we like to call it, an hour of your lives that you're never getting back. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and it was good to know you. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
It's been months.
It's been so many months.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yep.
And so many things have happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened, actually.
Obviously, the last episode that we did was I was still in the apartment. You were in Tacoma. We were
digital.
We were
online.
Remote.
Nice.
And now we're here.
Yeah, in person.
So, I mean, I guess we can cover our bases throughout this episode, but in terms of like what's happened. But I guess the only and the best way to start this off is Mason.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Oh, dude, my week.
And you can like fill in as many blanks as you need to like update people.
Yeah. My week was good.
Okay.
Straight off, I'm pretty much exhausted, but I have a new job since we last talked. I'm no longer at the job where I hit a kid with a clipboard. I recently.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I recently
I'm glad that you remember.
Told that story actually to a coworker of mine. And they thought it was so funny.
Dude,
they
it's
were like,
really funny.
They're like, dude, you're just whacking kids. I'm like, what's not on purpose?
Okay.
So I'm at a different job. Still working with kids, still working towards that kind of thing. But I love it. It's like, it's leagues better than what I was doing before.
Yeah.
It is a lot more exhausting just due to the... due to the kids that like I'm around and stuff like that. It's definitely a lot more exhausting. But it's good. I leave work thinking... I never leave thinking I don't want to go back the next day, which is a really good feeling.
That is a good feeling. It would suck if you were in a job where you're like, I resent going back. I hate it.
Yeah. And like I just had like a long like holiday break. And I was excited to go back after the long break. So
that makes sense.
Like that was really good. I mean, my week was good. It was really just me. My partner was out of town. Yeah. My thorn is that my partner was out of town.
That's a bummer.
Was out of town, and so I was kind of in the apartment on my own. I told her I'm a big fan of like the Christmas tree and like the lights and everything like that, and so I kept it up so it felt like I had like light in the house. Because I just like seen it.
That makes sense. It's nice to have that kind of like the ambiance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I had that up still. For up until today, I just took it down.
Oh, okay.
We just took it down today.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't have fit with everything.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Just took it down today, which is kind of a bummer. But I don't know. Christmas was good. I celebrate Christmas and it was fun.
Yeah.
I got 3 cast iron pans.
Holy shit!
Because I've mentioned it. Yeah, right. I've mentioned it in passing to like my parents a couple times, and my parents aren't together, and so they don't talk about what they got me for Christmas. And so
you received 3 many cast irons.
Yeah, exactly. And so
any gift receipts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can return them.
Okay.
I might. We talked about maybe keeping one to regift it, but if anyone's listening to this and they get a cast iron like pan from us in the future, don't think about it too hard.
Hopefully they don't listen to the podcast or like are not interested.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Thank you so much.
So that was super fun. We do have a gift receipt. I needed a quick cheers out of you.
Cheers. Sorry, I did not cheers
you're
before
good.
I started.
We just got delivered some old fashions from my partner, and it was wonderful.
Delicious. Thank you, Anna. You're wonderful.
And yeah, Christmas was good. New Year's was fun.
Yep.
I'm still not smoking weed.
Nice.
Which has been fine. It's been fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's one of those things where I'll tell this story because I think it's hilarious.
Can we really like even call it a? I mean, I suppose it never really was like a quote unquote like stoner podcast to begin with, but I mean, you know, that is our intro.
Yeah, that was the
thoughts.
Premise.
I mean, I don't think you need to be a stoner to have dumb thoughts.
I'm tangenting like 2 or 3 times now at this point, but I'm ready. I was telling my cousin because he also smokes weed. I was telling him, I was like, it's crazy because you think that when you stop smoking that like the cognitive function that you knew before you started smoking would come back. It does not. Dude, you're stuck at whatever level. Like, it's like that. Am I going to be like this forever? Yes, you are. Like, and I told him that. I was like, it doesn't feel like it comes back.
So you feel like so you can confirm.
Yep.
Smoking weed.
Yep.
Permanent effect.
Oh, like, I don't know if I'd go that far to be like, yes, I can confirm it, but like, I definitely feel and think about things differently.
Your
than
cognitive,
I did.
like, your synapses are firing a little slower
That's
than
how
maybe
it
they
feels.
did before.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever make a full recovery. I think I'll be like this forever.
Okay.
But I haven't been smoking weed.
Nice.
Which has been fine. Again, it hasn't been a problem. It hasn't been a concern, right? It's just been a choice. It just feels like. So
no, absolutely.
But the story I was going to go into was you, and I guess I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to?
Yeah, me and my partner came over for dinner.
Yeah, you and your partner came over for dinner, and for some reason you happened to just have a pre-roll in your pocket.
Yeah,
and
we had gone. So before we came over, we were undecided on whether when we came over here we wanted to smoke or not. Mm-hmm. And I was just out of weed anyway, so I was like, we'll go to the dispo.
We'll swing by. Yeah.
So we swung by, got some joints, and that's why I had them on.
Yeah, and so you had them on you, and it was so funny because you just pull them out, and you're like, oh my god, these are in my pocket. And I was like, dude, you gotta give me a whiff of those. I was like, dude, you gotta let me smell those.
You like not smoke them, smell them.
Yeah, because to be honest, I didn't really have an interest to smoke them, but I I haven't like smelt like unsmoked weed in a long time.
Okay, yeah.
Because I've like walked past people smoking weed and what have you, but I haven't
but
I haven't heard the pop of a nice little pre-roll, a little sniff,
fantastic.
And I literally was like, dude, you gotta give me a smell of that. Like it's gotta smell so good. Because like all things considered, thinking back, I have a lot of positive memories like smoking and everything like that. And so it is a positive association on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was just so funny. This is the funniest thing.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I do remember like the look of like serenity that like overcame your face upon catching a whiff. You were like, oh, this is heady.
Yeah, dude, it smelled really good. I was like, I told you after 2, I was like, oh dude, I don't need anything else. Like that was perfect. I got my fix for the month. Like my craving is gone.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask you, like, what's going on with you?
What's going on with me?
I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Like,
okay? So just kind of like the big updates of my life involve. Well, I guess I'll talk about my week first. So in general, my week it's been pretty decent. The big thorn of my week was that I got sick, which was a bummer.
Oh yeah,
I got sick and I was bedridden for a few days, but. It was whatever. I do have another weed thing to talk about in connection to like what you were just talking about in regards to like my past week, but whatever. We'll get to that in a sec. My rose of this week. What day is it today?
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday, the 11th. So
damn, the 11th.
I don't know what has happened since last Saturday. I don't think anything super exciting. I think I've spent a lot of time at home. The reason for that is because I graduated college.
Oh, yep,
round of applause. Thank you.
Yeah.
I graduated from university and I moved back home. Mm-hmm. And I am unemployed and I have so much time on my hands.
And I am unemployed.
I've spent a lot of time at home playing video games, and let me tell you, I'm going fucking stir crazy.
Yeah.
Man. I need a job so that I can like have something to do consistently.
Yeah.
And get paid for it, which
just
would
like
be really
a
cool.
schedule too. Like that's something that like at least I didn't really realize would impact me as much as not having a schedule.
Yeah.
Like when it was that, but I can only imagine.
Yeah. But no, it's been a good week so far. The thing that I was going to tell you about in relation to the weed was obviously while I'm sick, I can't smoke because I'm congested and it just like it hurts more. It feels bad, right?
It's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I think I've talked about in the past like having tried edibles once before and I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah.
My partner very generously brought me a couple edibles for when I was feeling sick in case I wanted to still chase the high but not smoke.
Chase the high is crazy.
And I was like, sure. I was like, I'll try one.
Yeah.
And I actually tried half of one. I ate half of one and there was a little gummy. And
did you only do half because you weren't sure how it would like impact you?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how it would impact me. So I ate half, and then I waited and about an hour passed, and I was like, okay, I'm high. I was like, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty chill. And I was like, I need to get rid of these. I was like, the fact that I can just like eat half of, like, it's just here and I can just take a bite of half of one is so convenient, and it's so dangerous, and I need to get rid of these somehow because of how, like,
you still have them?
Yeah, I still have them. But yeah, I don't know. I am probably gonna maybe like try and give some back to my partner, and maybe give some to a couple friends, and maybe like have a few for myself. But they're just like, it's convenient, it's right there, and I don't have to like step outside to just eat half one, and then an hour later I'm like, I'm warm.
I'm sure I've said this before, but I've never gotten high off an edible.
You did talk about this.
I've tried edibles so much, but I've never gotten high off an edible. I don't know what it is. I don't know if like the way my body processes it is just like fucked up. And to be fair, maybe like my body digestion in general is fucked up. Sure. Like who knows? But I don't know. I don't know. I've always heard it's really pleasant and it's like really nice, but I've never been able to do it.
Okay. So I want to tell you about this thing.
Oh, please do.
Because I was very excited about it. It happened a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I talk a lot about Risk of Rain 2. Right?
Yes.
It's like one of my favorite games.
Yep.
The new DLC came out.
Oh.
It was all right. It was pretty good. I mean, like, there was a lot of issues on release, and they've made a lot of major changes to improve upon it since then. And I still play it, and I still think it's really fun. The 3 characters that came out with the DLC, I haven't unlocked the alternative skin for, because it was... you have to like beat the game on the hardest difficulty. Like you have to either have to beat the boss, or you have to obliterate yourself at like stage 8 in order to unlock the alternative skin. And I was having trouble with it on all 3 characters. Couldn't fucking do it. It was just like struggling. And then I had a moment where I was playing some other games with a friend recently, and I had just like put on music in the background.
Yeah.
And a Hatsune Miku song came on.
Bless.
And I was like, this kind of hits.
Yes.
I was like, this song is kind of fire. And so I played it, and I listened to it, and I was jamming, I was going hard, and then some other songs that are like along the same vein came up, and I just kept adding them to a playlist because I was like, this is good music. And then after we had finished playing, I was like, this is like a really like lock-in playlist.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
And so I was like, this is kind of a lock-in playlist. Yes. And so I was like, hold on. And so I booted up Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah.
And I started playing the playlist. And I got all 3 characters back to back to back in a row.
Oh my God,
while listening to Hatsune Miku, I was like, oh my God, Mason was right.
I've said that before. Yeah, Hatsune Miku locks me in. I have like multiple Valorant
you were
clips
not wrong.
telling me that with like Hatsune Miku in the background. Recently,
I don't know why I doubted it,
dude. I know, like, I know why. It's because Hatsune Miku's a fake anime girl. You know, like they're not real, so it's like a disorienting concept. But those of you people in the know. Yeah, they know. Just recently, actually, I was playing the Hatsune Miku like rhythm game. In a Discord call with a couple of our friends who have never seen it before. Who've never seen it before, and I was showing it to them, and they were like, "Oh my God, what am I looking at right now?" And I'm like just hitting the buttons. They're like, I can't look at the screen and look at the buttons and look at this, but the music is kind of hitting. Yeah, and I was like, why are so many people doubting me at this point?
Dude, I don't know what it is.
It's a lock-in scenario.
I need to look up the song that came up. That
I hope I would know it.
Was like really... Well, here's the thing, is that I think it was... Because Hatsune Miku is like...
it's like a tool, essentially.
Yeah. So Hatsune Miku is like open source. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, oh my God. I don't remember what song I was listening to, but I was like, holy... I was like, this is a banger, and it has like one specific part in the song where it like just rips, and I was like, this goes so hard. I don't know why.
It's kind of weird too, because Hatsune Miku is like, it's almost like an instrument, which is very like weird to say, because like it has like a persona.
I get what you're saying,
but it's like an instrument. Like it's the whole, like you have the whole spectrum of sounds and
pitches. Called Magical Cure Love Shot.
Yep, I have the one in my playlist too.
Yeah,
yep.
It's hard.
Is that the one where it's like at the end it's just like pure nonsense?
I think so. But there's the part in the middle where she's like, and now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. One.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're
and then
about.
It pops off.
Yeah,
and she says Miku Miku Beam.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's very good. I recommend it.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored, but Hatsune Miku.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
speaking of the friend who I showed Hatsune Miku to, I have been on a campaign recently.
What is that?
To enlist as many people as possible into the Final Fantasy XIV MMO train. I have been on a war path to enlist as many people as I can.
I was telling my dad that we're doing the podcast again, and he was like, dude, that's so exciting. You know that you and Mason are just going to sit down and he's going to be like, dude, I fucking love Final Fantasy so much. And I'm like, it's like, you're not wrong. But he's going to talk about Final Fantasy.
I have been on a war path enlisting people. I've gotten 3 different people into that game at this point now.
Okay.
And I've talked about it for a while. And so, like, I kind of was at the point to where I was just like, if people are going to play it, they're going to play it. Like, it's like, I don't need to do too hard to convince. But I've gotten 3 different people to play it and positive reviews across the board between all the people who I've gotten to play it.
I was watching one of my friends stream Final Fantasy recently, and I don't remember which one it was because I just see the Roman numerals and I'm like, that's letters. So I don't know which one it was, but I was watching and I was like, this is fucking crazy.
No, some of the Final Fantasy games have like really impressive set pieces.
I was watching like really the boss fights and I was like, this is nuts, dude. They're cool. It's like a whole cinematic, like, it's insane. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was impressed. I was like, this looks all right. Maybe I'll have to give it a try. Probably not now, but
yeah.
You know.
Like, and to be honest, if you want to play a Final Fantasy, you've never played them before, go play 7. Go play 16. Like, don't play the MMO. Because one, it's a shit ton of a time commitment, and if you're not into MMOs anyways, like, just it's not worth playing. I'll tell you that right now. The story's really good, and I've preached it too many times, so I'm not going to do it. But it's not like it's like 600 hours of story content. If you're not going to do the MMO shit, it's not worth playing. Go play like one of the other, like go play 16 because it's brand new, and really fun. Go play one of those ones. But speaking of like cinematic masterpieces, I finally got around to playing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, the one where he with Venom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and Kraven.
Yep. That game's really good. I finally got around to it, and I've heard so many people talk about it, and it's just really fucking good.
It was good.
I think I beat it in. It was another weekend that my partner was gone, but I beat it in like 3 days.
I can't remember. Oh my god!
I beat it really fast.
That's pretty fast.
I beat it in 2, and then I got halfway through the New Game Plus in the next day.
Well, I can't remember if like it was it Spider-Man? Did either of those games win an award?
The second one did.
The second one did. I couldn't remember because I was like,
one of them did, but I don't know which one.
I know both of them were really popular and a lot of people really liked them, but I just couldn't remember which one was like the big one that got a ton of awards.
I think it was 2. Like I think the second one was more like received because like the first one was really good and everyone thought it was good. Yeah, but I think the second one was like received.
Do you remember what year it came out?
Acclaimed well. The second one?
Yeah.
Not last year, but the year before, the tail end of 2022. I want to say.
Oh my god, what other games came out there in that year?
Oh, dude, fucking nothing. I don't.
Elden Ring? What year did Elden Ring?
Elden Ring came out 2022. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Elden Ring 2021.
Really?
I think so.
I don't remember what year, but I know that whatever year the Elden Ring came out, that one game of the year.
Yeah. Elden Ring was good.
So I can't say Spider-Man didn't win game of the year, but I do know that I got a lot of good reviews. Yeah. A lot of people really liked it.
Yeah. And so I finally went back to play that game.
Okay.
And I feel like we have to bring it up because it's so popular.
Sure.
Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
Have you played that game at all?
I haven't.
Really?
So no, I haven't.
Oh, wow. That's actually surprising.
Our buddy Tyler shamed me the other day.
He shamed you.
Yeah, he was like, it's free. Download it. And I was like, okay, I will download it. But okay, so here's the thing.
Yep. Give it to me.
I'm not a big fan of Overwatch.
Yeah.
So that already like strike number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Like just the gameplay format. Not a huge fan of, but that's just how it goes. That's how it be. 2, not a big fan of third-person shooters.
Ooh, it's super fair.
Like, not my thing.
Super fair.
I feel like I've tried a few third-person shooters, and none of them I've really liked. Like, if I've played PUBG, I'll play it in first person. Third person, I don't like. I've tried Deadlock. I didn't really like Deadlock. Even just, like, looking at Marvel Rivals, I'm like, it's hard for me to get behind the whole, like, over-the-shoulder or, like,
I definitely
whatever.
Like, I was telling... I'll say 2 things about it specifically.
Sure.
Is one, I don't think it's very mechanically difficult. which makes it less interesting in my opinion, just because it's, in terms of like aiming and stuff, it's one of the easiest competitive games to aim in. It's okay. It's like, it's very, like, I think like the mechanical skill is very simple. Like, I don't think it's very hard, and it being third person like lends it to that fact, to where it's like not as hard to aim. I'll say a couple things about it. Did you see the thing that came out to where if you had higher frames, you did more damage per second?
No, but that also doesn't like. There's been a bunch of weird.
It's crazy.
Like when the Risk of Rain 2 DLC came out, there was a thing where if you had higher frames, you could move faster.
Yeah.
So people were like, people who had like the the 40 series cards were like just cranking their frames.
It's crazy.
Going across the map at like
it's like
whatever. It's
like a programming thing where you tie some sort of damage number to refresh every like frame.
Yeah.
And so if you have more frames, it's refreshing more often, so you're doing more damage. Like, it's crazy the way that it works. So it's like going from that. And then this isn't a very like popular opinion.
Okay.
But I would rather play Overwatch than Marvel Rivals. Like, I think it's a more polished game. I think it's more fun. It's first person. It's more mechanically skilled. And it's more polished. Like, I would rather play Overwatch. And this is coming from someone who's played a lot of Overwatch.
Sure.
But
Shroud had a clip recently that like was popular, but also became somewhat like, I don't want to say controversial, but like
Shroud.
It was looked at interestingly because he was talking about Marvel Rivals comparatively to Overwatch in that he was like, I like this game. Overwatch 2 is better.
Yeah.
But then upon saying Overwatch 2 is better, he kept being like, he kept using past tense. He kept being like, it was revolutionary for its time. It was like, it ran great for everybody.
Yeah.
It was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if it is like, if it was all these things, then it can't be now because you're not playing it all the time.
Yeah.
Like you have other, and it's just like, maybe it's not his niche. Maybe it's not his thing,
Well, like,
he plays he plays Valorant.
When like Overwatch came out, everyone was playing Overwatch.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone was playing Overwatch. And that's kind of how Marvel Rivals feels right now, is that everyone is playing Marvel Rivals. It's like, which is interesting because like you said, it's third person. I'll say it again. I don't think it's mechanically interesting. Mm-hmm. Like the interesting parts of that game are team composition, of the abilities of the characters, and they have a new like thing called team ups, where it's like if you have two different characters that like have a certain bond. Sounds wrong because that sounds more personal.
Okay,
like they're bonded, but like they have a certain ability combo. You can like make a character have more HP and then have a new ability, and so it's really interesting that they have like a team up situation. So they put a good spin on it, but it runs like shit. It has the DPS issues. They're releasing 4 new characters this month, which feels like a recipe for it to be silly and not like very competitive.
Well, I mean, it's the Fantastic Four,
dude. They look sick as fuck though.
I did see all the trailers because they came up in my Twitter feed, and I was like, okay, I gotta,
One of my friends told me,
I gotta hand it to him.
He goes, she did not need to be that thick because she is like curvaceous in that game.
She's very curvy.
It's crazy.
So I did see while I was like surfing Twitter, there was like several posts that were like, oh my god, she's so thick. Same thing for like Psylocke, same thing for like whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I actually came across a quote tweet, which was somebody being like, I am the body model for these characters.
That's crazy.
Like when you look at Psylocke or you look at Miss Fantastic, that's my ass.
Whoa.
And it's like, oh,
I don't know if I would out myself like that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm not like...
She was like, that's my body model. That's my ass. And I was like, wow,
crazy.
That's cool.
I hope that they blew up after that. Like, I hope that their Twitter is just ratioing people left and right now. Like, just like boom, boom, boom.
From what I understand, it did seem like that. Like, when because I don't follow Marvel Rivals content. Like, it's not something that I look at, but the fact that it was advertised to me, or that I saw that quote tweet,
it
shows that it was popular.
I think it's a game that will be fun casually forever.
Okay.
I think as long like if you play it consistently, that game will be fun casually. But I think as soon as you start trying to take that game seriously,
but I think you could say that about a lot of games.
Yeah, but like, what else? Like, would you? Like, there's nothing else that's releasing content like Marvel Rivals is planning to, that is also like tailoring to the casual community. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel Rivals is planning to release like 3 to 4 heroes every new season.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I would like
Overwatch does not even come close.
Yeah, true. I would say in terms of like content release, that is one thing that I have been seeing a lot is a lot of people being like, oh, the content release for Marvel Rivals has been significantly better than Overwatch because we're getting 4 new characters in like this season when we get 1 in Overwatch.
And that's what the casuals want, man. The casuals, the people who don't care about competitive, or the people who don't like care about climbing the ranks, I guess, but like play competitive because it's like a better rule set or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those kind of people, that's how you keep them in your game. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to keep anyone else in your game unless you keep releasing content.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's why I think that the finals does well.
They release a lot of content, don't they?
Yeah. Because they do, like, they have... their seasons are, I want to say, like 60 days long. So
that's
they're
longer than
60, 70 days long, and they're pretty like significant seasons. You know, it's the battle pass or whatever they do, like the season pass is 112 levels. And when you get to that 100 mark, getting the 100 mark is not too bad. Like, you do your dailies, your weeklies, whatever.
Yeah, you play the game, you'll get the content.
And you'll get there, no problem. It's those last 12 levels past 100 where you have to get like an extra amount of XP. So it's like you get those extra cosmetics and you have to work extra hard.
Yeah, it's like a flex to be all the way up there kind of thing.
But in this last season that they did, they released like 3 more guns for each character and a new map and a new like game mode. And it's like...
Yeah, that's why that game still has player numbers. That's another game that I think is like not super fun, but I understand why people like to play it.
Yeah,
because they're always releasing content. It's like fun to just jump in, play one game, and be done. Like it's not a game like Valorant where you jump in, play one game, and be done. You're like, oh, that kind of sucked. Like you know, it's not the same. I have come to a point, and this is sad to say.
Oh no.
Where I don't want to play Valorant all the time
Give
anymore.
me back the Valorant poster.
Dude, it's not even up on my wall. We talked about it right before.
I know.
I like it's actually like really sad. It makes me really sad. Like because I've put a lot of time, because you should never look at this if it's a concern, but there's a website you can go to look to see how much money you've spent on Valorant skins.
Oh man.
I should never have looked. I'm not going to say the amount because it's like actually kind of embarrassing, but I'll tell you after we're done recording.
Is it worse than I can exchange my Destiny hours publicly for your Valorant?
Your Destiny hours?
Yeah.
No, because one's like finances, and the other's just time.
I mean, I've spent a lot of money in Destiny.
Well, that game's just expensive.
That game is just expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know how to track how much money, but it's
a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Probably like a good like 1 or 2K or something.
I've put a lot of money into a free game.
Sure.
And 2, it's a game I really loved. Like, I really liked playing it. I really enjoyed playing it, but it's just like it's not hidden like it used to.
Okay.
It's like I've slowly played it less and less, and I just am really sad. Because like I want it to be fun, and it's just not fun. I log in and I play a game, and I'm like crossing my fingers, and I'm like wishing on a star that it's gonna be a good game, and it's just not.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things that and I'm sure part of it is that I'm not playing as much as I used to, because I'm doing more adult things than I was in the past.
Sure.
And I've come to terms that I'm a casual gamer now.
You're casual.
I'm not what I used to be. Yeah, I'm not what I used to be. I can't lock in like I used to.
That's yeah, no, that's fair. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to say because I just don't play as many competitive games anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously when I do, I still like I try. It's not like
100%.
It's not like I'm like I don't care how I do. I'm like I want to do well.
Yeah. I want to play the game right. I want to play well. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like there comes a moment where I'm like, Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Like I've played.
It is a freeing feeling. Granted.
It is. Yeah, I've played a lot more games on my PS5 in the past like 2 months.
Yeah.
Than I have in like since I've had the PS5.
Yeah.
Just because I'm just enjoying I can sit down on the couch. Mm-hmm. And like I'm not propped up in a chair. I'm not 3 inches from my monitor. I'm not like being a crazy person.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm more of a casual gamer now than I used to be, and it kind of like it feels like it's turning a page in a book I don't want. Like it's like I'm going to the next chapter of a book when I'm not ready. To go to this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to turn the page.
That's fair.
I'm going to put the book down.
I did have like a pretty similar moment recently in that I'm like I was watching one of my friends stream Destiny 2 PvP, and I was like, it's a bummer that the sandbox is so bad because like these guns look really fun and it looks really cool, and I like the way that this looks, and it makes me want to play it.
Yeah. And
so I installed it.
Well,
I installed it and I played it and I did bad, and I was like, that's fine. Yeah. I'll play another. Yeah. It was pretty fun. I was like, I had a good time, and then I still do pretty well. I do okay. Yeah. Because I've played so much of the game. Yeah. But it's not something where I'm like, I need to get this gun. I need to do this thing. Yeah. I'm like, I just get on and I play like a couple games and I'm like, that was cool.
I think that's part of the reason
I haven't played in like 3 weeks, but whatever.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason that Marvel Rivals feels so good for people. Yeah. Is that it's so easy to just do that. Like you're like, oh my god, I'm Spider-Man. I'm like you're doing a bunch of cool shit, so you don't care.
I think that was
it doesn't matter.
For me, that was the appeal of like DC Universe Online. Is I was like, dude,
yeah. No, sorry, I didn't like that. That was a guttural reaction. I apologize.
I was rude as hell.
That was visceral.
I mean, come on, you just like. It's cool to be like a superhero.
It's cool.
Right?
It's cool to run around like a superhero.
So you get on, you like do a couple things, and then you're like, all right, I'm over it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you stop playing.
And I think that's the draw, right? Because it's everyone's like, oh, this game is only popular because it's like on such a popular franchise, and like everyone knows these characters. I'm like, yes. They could have made this game with random ass people, and nobody would have cared.
Is anybody gonna play like a Final Fantasy like Overwatch 2?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No. And they could have like made their own IP and made their own characters, but nobody would have gave a shit because it runs like garbage.
Yeah.
They launch a game that runs like garbage that's not a Marvel IP, tanks 100%.
Yeah.
And so they're using the IP to their advantage, which isn't bad as long as they're pushing a good product, which they are.
Sure.
So it's like, who cares? That's what's drawing their fan base.
Yeah. I hear you.
But yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Valorant kind of blows ass right now. It's kind of the moral of that story.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah,
I mean, just like some games are not, it's meant to be like, oh.
But Valorant competitive just came back yesterday. And so
what does that mean?
So VCT, like the season, came back yesterday.
Okay.
China played. The China region played for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
And so that might reinvigorate me a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, the VCT came back yesterday.
That's actually exciting because that is like, I will say that is something that you've gotten me into.
It's
just
really
because
fun.
Like it's fun to invest in, and it's fun to also just like it's definitely something that I've like put on in the background while I like do other stuff because it's just like listening to it.
Yeah, I don't think we've podcasted since then, but I went to a live Valorant event.
Okay.
At the end of September. I went to Rebel Homeground in Seattle.
Okay.
And that was really fucking fun.
Dude.
It was like such an experience to be surrounded by people who were to see like the players that I have like watched on screen for a long time, because for the longest time it almost feels like I'm watching a movie and these people aren't real. Mm-hmm. And so like it doesn't like just flows by my mind. Mm-hmm. But to see it in person was crazy. It was super fun. I talked to some of the casters. It was really cool. I talked to there's a picture of me. I'll have to like send it to you so you can just plaster it on the screen or something, because I think it's really funny of me walking behind Tarek's stream and just making eye contact with the camera, and like Tarek's on screen, Tens is there, Sean Gares is there,
that's funny,
and Ludwig is there.
Ludwig is there.
Yeah, and I'm just like God. I'm like making like Like I'm like walking past and making weird ass eye contact with the camera.
That's awesome.
And I sent it to one of my like Discord servers, and the caption I put is like, "We're not friends or nothing, but I was on stream for a little bit."
That's awesome.
And I thought it was the funniest shit I've ever done.
You get up there and you grab the mic.
But
Viva Las Vegas!
Well, I thought about like making a gesture. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Like I don't need to do that. Like they're working, you know?
Yeah.
No, but it was super fun. Some of the guys there called me a genius at the game because I was like reading what the team, like I was basically just like I was like talking about the game because like it was happening right in front of me.
Yeah.
But I was like talking about it like I was casting. So I was like, oh my god, like they're setting up for this and they're doing this. And these guys next to me, they're like, oh my god, like you should know so much about the game. You should cast. And I was like, yeah, I used to. It's no big deal. Like brush on the shoulder. I thought it was really funny. It like
that's
low-key,
cool.
it inflated me heavy.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure if my friend I went with is listening to this, he'll like remember because it did inflate me pretty heavy. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And then I went in and like lost 3 ranked games. Like
nice.
You know, that type shit.
Yeah.
But that was really fun to be surrounded by people that like also enjoyed it as much as I did to be there live.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting experience, but it was super, super fun.
That's awesome, dude. Like, I don't know. Going to live events like that is super cool. There was a live event for Smash in Seattle that I was I didn't hear about it, which was a bummer because if I had, I would have gone to it.
Yeah.
It was, oh God, I want to say like, it was called something, it was something weird, like Don't Step on the Grass or whatever. I don't remember what the tournament was called, but, Spargoat was there. Spargo, the cloud player.
Spargoat.
Recently now holds the title of #1 Smash player in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That used to just be MKLeo for a really long time, right?
It was MKLeo for a long time. He got dethroned like quite a while ago.
Oh, okay. I'm not up to date.
And
he was like a Wii U player, right? That's when he was the GOAT.
No, he had a bit of time when like Joker first came out.
Yeah.
He was winning like every major, and then Joker got nerfed a little bit, and then MKLeo started playing a few different characters, and you know people got better and whatever.
Yeah.
You know he's still like MKLeo is still like a consistent like top 8 qualifier.
Yeah,
like
he's still really fucking good.
Yeah. Like he still shows up and shows out, and like you know just fucking kills people. But, you know, it's been up in the air for a while on, like, who's #1. There's been a bunch of different ratings, a bunch of different, you know, like, opinions and speculation and whatever. Akala is up there. He's a Japanese player.
Nice.
And he mains Steve. Gross. But
why is he gross? Give me a lowdown.
Why is Steve gross?
I don't know very much about the competitive aspect of Smash.
So, in terms of, like, when you look at Steve in comparison to other characters in the Smash roster, like obviously the big problem with Smash Ultimate is that there's way too many characters.
There's a shit ton.
Way too many.
What's the number? Do you know off the top of your head?
I want to say like 86 or something.
That's too many.
I have no clue.
That's too many.
Off the top of my head. It's probably less than that. Anyway.
It's probably more. I was thinking like 112.
That's insane.
Like that was more my brain was.
When you have that many characters in a game, it's like Destiny. It's like you have a hard time like trying to balance everything so that it's so that's balanced.
Yeah. It's just impossible.
But with Steve, I think it's a lot more of a problem, and people have a problem with Steve at tournaments, and he gets banned more frequently from being used at tournaments because his options for coverage, like on stage, on and off stage, for like everything is just so much greater than a bunch of other characters.
Is it because of the neutral B? Like the ability to like make like blocks? Does that do anything?
That is helpful.
Oh,
but
does that do anything for him?
It's like a lot of his confirms are ridiculous. Like if you get a diamond, you can do a super easy
and
like
it's not hard. I don't
up
think.
air to, or like up tilt to whatever back air confirm, and you take like 74% for free. Like
that's crazy.
It's ridiculous. His movement options are insane. Side B on the minecart is ridiculous. Down B with the
especially
or down
with the
air
redstone. Like come on.
Yeah, with the anvil is ridiculous. He just covers a lot of options very quickly, and his frame data is really good. So
he just wins.
Yeah, like, it's just like it's hard to play against him.
He wins more 50-50s than the average character.
But yeah, I think it's just like the thing with Steve is like he's a very overwhelming character.
He can just do everything.
Yeah, because he can throw out so many options all at once. He becomes very overwhelming and like you know, when you're a pro player, you have to think on your feet and be like, what am I going to do next in order to get safe? But when he's covering like everything, you're like, there's nothing I can do.
Like, there's no safe option.
But Spargo, man, I don't know what it is. Something about his cloud. He just like, he's busted.
Oh, he just fucking
he's crazy,
goated.
Man.
He's just goated.
He's got that Buster sword and he's busted.
Does he use a GameCube controller? Do most pros use GameCube still?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure because I know that the Pro controller was making like a comeback.
The Pro controller is making a comeback. A lot of people are modding them now, so you can replace like the faceplate, and so like where your sticks are, they have. Because with all the regular Pro controllers, it's just like smooth around the edges.
Yeah, right? So you notch them.
Yeah, so you get notches in them. So,
I know people were doing that with the GameCube controllers too.
Yep.
I remember that.
A lot of people have been switching to the Smash box, so it's just like a box with buttons.
I was actually going to bring that up. I was like, people don't use like fighting sticks in that game, do they?
Yeah. I mean, like nobody uses. I don't think nobody uses like a fighting stick as far as
what's a Smash box?
A Smash box is like it's literally like a giant box with several buttons on it.
Yeah.
So it's like if you go to an arcade and it's just like an arcade machine but with just buttons. There's no like joystick.
So it's like, do you know what a hitbox is? Is it by the same company?
I have no clue.
Because a hitbox is essentially the same concept where it's a fighting stick, but instead of a stick, you have essentially 3 buttons and or 4 buttons and like a formation that are your up, down, left, right.
I have no clue like what the entire formation of the box is and like where all the buttons are located. But
people are using that now. That's crazy.
So one of the top players
considered cheating? Were people doing that at some point when it first came out?
No.
People were doing that with the hitbox in like Tekken and Street Fighter. They called it cheating because you could do half circles and double half circles really easy.
I mean, like I'll tell the viewers, like go look it up. Just look up Smashbox. It'll be the first thing that comes up, or I could pull up a picture, whatever, if you're watching the video for this. But this is what it looks like.
Whoa, that thing's crazy looking. Are they yellow? The C sticks? Like the C stick buttons?
I would assume so.
That's crazy looking. That's a shit ton of buttons.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You should look up a hitbox just while we're talking about it.
The hitbox?
I'm assuming they're by the same company. It sounds like it.
The hitbox.
That's crazy. Are people like winning with those? That seems crazy.
That's an interesting. Yeah, the hitbox. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Some people do them with like keyboard keys, like a WASD essentially.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's like whatever they're used to playing on.
So
that's crazy. Are people winning with that?
I don't know any top players off the top of my head. Well, actually, I know one, but he doesn't consistently. I think he switched to being more of a content creator than playing in professional Smash.
But he still plays the game.
He still plays the game. So there was this guy, Esam.
I know that name.
Esam was a Pikachu player, and he was a really good top player when Ultimate first came out a while ago.
When even was that? Just for context,
2018.
Yeah, right.
2018.
Yeah, it must have been.
And so he's a really good player. And he plays Pikachu, and then he probably, I don't want to say somewhat recently. When I say somewhat recently, I mean within the last 4 years probably. Switched to Smashbox. And I think I've watched him play a few times with it, and it's super interesting to watch because it's just a lot of button inputs at the same time, and I'm like, dude, I guess
that's because that's why people go to fight sticks or the hitbox when they play, because I've been playing a lot of Tekken recently.
Sure.
Why they play games like Tekken or Street Fighter is because you can just do more buttons at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's more like when you hold a controller, you have just your thumb, but when you use the box, you have all your 4 fingers.
You have all the options available to you at once.
And so it's a lot like it's just quicker. Like if you know how to use it, it's just quicker.
Okay.
And I don't know where I was going with that, but it's cool. Like that's a cool concept to use the box. Do you think they'll make? Is Ultimate the last Smash game?
No.
And they'll just port it forever?
No.
You really don't think so?
No, of course not.
I almost think they'll just. It's either that or they'll reset the roster to 40.
Yeah.
In the next game.
So that's the thing. Is that Sakurai already talked about being he was basically like, I fucked up by adding this many characters. He was like, in the next game, I am not adding this many characters.
That's reasonable.
So,
it's cool though. It's so cool to have all of them in the game.
It is cool.
So I think the one time I'm down for them to just port forever.
Yeah.
And also make a new one.
I don't mind. I like Ultimate just because of how I don't know how to describe it. I guess like sticky. It feels like
it feels responsive.
It feels responsive. I feel like with like Brawl and Smash 4, like whatever, responsive. It doesn't feel as responsive, and I feel like the floor is made of ice. Like you're just sliding around everywhere, and I'm like, I don't like it, dude.
A word that's gone around in the just to like connect it in the Kingdom Hearts community a lot is floaty. Brawl feels very floaty.
Brawl does feel very floaty.
Yeah, it feels very floaty. Agree. Whereas Smash Ultimate, it feels like you can fall to the ground very quick, meaning you have so many more options in like a split second than you would in Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But I like how it feels like the other games feel a little bit slower too. Yeah. Like when you kill a character, where like when you kill your opponent in Smash Ultimate, like they fucking explode. Yeah. Like if they're at like a high enough percent, you hit them, they're like gone, right?
I know people would always say that Ultimate feels like a mix between Melee and Smash 4. To where like it's like not as slow as Smash 4 was.
Yeah.
And it's more responsive like Melee is.
Yeah.
But it's easier for the casual player, but it's also just a better game. It feels better to play.
Ultimate is the ultimate casual game.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, like when that game came out, everybody can, like anybody can play that game and like have an okay time at it.
This might be a weird take, but I almost, oh man, I mean, this isn't one that I wouldn't even say I necessarily agree with fully, but I would love to see them just continue to port Smash Ultimate forever, and then when the next Smash game comes out on like the Switch 2 or whatever, it to just be super fucking gimmicky, just gimmicky as shit. There's no ultimates or there's no Omega stages.
Yeah,
like it's just like a party game. It's just gimmicky as shit.
Only hand and bow.
Like it's literally like
that's the only stage like, you can play on.
I would want them to see the port Ultimate forever, but just make the next game super competitive.
Okay.
Like just to make it like it's like you have 25 characters.
Yeah.
It's super competitive. Everything's balanced really well. I would either want it to see go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be cool, but I also think it just being silly as well. Like you can't turn items off type silly. Like you have to play with smash balls and all that kind of stuff. Like Pokeballs. Like I think that'd be so funny.
It would be funny.
Because so many people would be upset.
Absolutely.
But also it's like it could be Nintendo being like Ultimate is the competitive version of the game. Everything else that comes after is just for fun.
Yeah, then you
like it's like right.
Yeah, but again, Nintendo is one of those companies that's like they're never going to spend money that they're like. Why would they spend a bunch of money developing a game that they're never going to get any revenue back on? You know what I'm saying? Like
true.
People will buy it to play it as a joke, and that will be like it'll be like 100,000 people.
Yeah,
as compared to like the millions that play Smash Ultimate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess that's true. But like, are you not tailoring to a more casual audience at that point?
I suppose so. But that is inherently what made Destiny 2 so bad is that the devs tried to appeal to such a like they pay too much attention to social media.
Well, and
the devs pay too much attention to social media, and so they see this small minority of people that are complaining about a very specific part of the game, and so then they change it, and then everybody else like, why did you change that? And then it just keeps happening.
Well, and that's why you continue to re-release Ultimate, so people still have an option. So you're making money on both ends.
I guess so.
Because you're going to have people that buy both.
But if you're developing an entirely new game for it, there's.
But they're going to do that anyways, right? So why not re-release Ultimate at the same time and make double the money? Because you'd buy both. Don't lie to me. You would buy the re-release of Ultimate and the new Smash game.
Yeah, I would. But that I don't. But I'm not everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I would do it.
Yeah, I'd probably buy both.
Yeah. I mean,
you see what I mean, though? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, but I just
Nintendo, call me up. Call me up. I got ideas.
Yeah. Let's get this guy a job at Nintendo. See what comes of it.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of things that I wrote down for things that I want to talk about on the podcast, just because obviously we haven't done this in so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It was like, I don't know, was there anything new that came up? I have a few on here that I'm realizing probably can't talk about, but they're pretty funny, so we should probably talk about them some other time. All of these are like from so long ago. Some of them, a bunch of them have to do with work. One of them was like me playing a video game on some client's computer because I needed to test it.
Yeah.
And so I like downed his rank.
That's sick.
I don't know. We had to test it. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway.
I don't even know what the time is. I literally just downed a Red Bull. I'm like freaking out.
What do you mean you're freaking out?
Well, not like freaking out, but like I definitely shouldn't have drank that Red Bull.
Why'd you drink the Red Bull, man?
It tasted really good.
Do we have to do another bet where you have to stop drinking caffeine?
No.
Why not?
Because I've honestly been really good.
Oh.
I bring tea to work every day. I have an energy drink max.
Owen is nodding in the background, so I trust her.
No, I've been really good. I bring tea. been bringing green tea to work every day, or sometimes coffee.
Okay.
Depending on how I'm feeling. But mostly green tea.
Okay.
I have had very little energy drinks. Like, I think it's probably like 1 to 2 a week at this point.
Wow.
And I was telling her the other day that I had a White Monster at like 11 o'clock and I crashed super, super hard at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Damn.
I was like, damn, like this shit is real.
Yeah,
like,
you had a moment where you were like...
the way I described it, I was like, I'm so used to chain smoking these energy drinks that I don't feel the crash till I go to bed.
Oh my God, man.
I like the fact that I had just one and felt like really shitty after. I was like, that's crazy. Because
you had your moment.
Yeah, I used to chain smoke those energy drinks like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been really good on my caffeine recently.
Damn. Okay.
To where it's honestly mostly tea, and then every once in a while a coffee.
Okay.
And then an energy drink once or twice a week.
Once or twice a week. I drink a lot of tea. I drink a lot of tea.
Do you drink like highly caffeinated tea though? There's like not very like.
Oh my God.
It's hard to say.
I don't know. It depends. I live at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live at home, and the tea kettle's right there, and we have so much tea at home, and we have so much honey at home, and I'm like, well, I might as well have some tea. It's right there.
I was drinking a lot of coffee when I lived at home.
So I wake up, and I go to the kitchen, and I start the tea kettle, and then I sip on some caffeinated peach tea with
that sounds good.
With some honey, and it's very delicious.
That sounds really
I drink
good.
a lot of fruity teas is what I've discovered.
Yeah.
Like if I order tea from a coffee shop, like I'll get an Earl Grey and I'll order or I'll like get kind of bitter tea.
Yeah.
But when I'm at home, I drink a lot of like fruity teas.
Yeah. They just taste good. They're like refreshing feeling almost. At least in my opinion.
Yeah. It is very nice. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been drinking a lot of tea. I'm trying to think if like there's any. Have you seen? Okay, so
the hand is crazy.
The hand. Wait.
I mean, like I can I tangent real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
Will you be able to remember it?
Sure.
I loved that meme. I love it so much. I think it is one of the funniest memes to come out of 2024.
Okay.
Like I was not a very big meme guy. Like Chill Guy, I hated.
Okay, I hated Chill Guy as well.
But
should I stand up and do it so that people know?
What?
The wait, and then the whole thing.
No, it's fine. If they know the meme, they'll know.
Just look it up.
If you're in the know, you're in the know.
You're in the know. You're in the know.
That was it.
You know?
Go ahead. No.
That was it?
I just really like that meme.
You just really like that meme?
I enjoy it.
Okay. Anyway, Ona's did not like it.
I can't love it. Because there was about...
Are we getting a copyright strike?
No, I hope so. There was about...
What do you mean?
There's about
You're paying for it.
2 to 3 weeks. I don't know. You could be able to confirm. Was it like that? Was it longer than that? It was longer. It was like maybe like 4 to 5, 3 to 4.
3 to 4 weeks.
About 3 to 4 weeks, where maybe like once every 30 minutes, I'd make a reference, and it was driving her actually insane. And like I would do it so often, like it was like once every 30 minutes.
Man?
It was just in my head.
30-minute intervals for 3 to 4 weeks. Do you know how much that is?
Dude, I know. You're telling me I was living it. It was torture, but I was loving it.
You're saying it was torture for you? What about Ona, man?
She told me multiple times. She was like, "You gotta stop." But it was just the thing is too is I was late to the meme, and so it was like 2 weeks after the meme was like popular and gone, and I was just like doing it just because I saw like a random video and I was like, "Dude, that's hilarious."
Dude, it's
good.
It's good. It's good. It's funny. Do you have a favorite meme of 2024? Was that it? Was that your favorite meme of 2024?
I don't know if it was my favorite. I wasn't really like. I'd have to like see a list of them.
Yeah.
Because I honestly can't. I remember Chill Guy. I remember the weight meme. But like I feel like Instagram Reels and like TikTok, it's just become so. There's so much shit on there.
There's so much
that it's
stuff,
just
dude.
like impossible to know what's viral and what's not.
It's pretty bad.
There's just like so much shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are really funny, and so like I'm not mad.
Yeah.
If I want a little bit of brain rot time, it's not hard to find.
It's not hard to find.
I cut you off initially about a couple minutes ago. So I figured we'd go back.
Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna ask you if you've seen any good movies recently, and then I was kind of thinking about like movies that are coming out and stuff that's been coming out recently, and it got me on the whole. Have you seen the new trailer for Superman? The new Superman movie?
Yes. Oh my god, it looks so good.
It looks so good.
It looks incredible.
So
with who's the actor? Do you know off the top of your head?
David Cornsweet?
Yeah, that's right.
Something
that's
like
right.
that. I think his first name is David.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Cornsweet's definitely right.
Cornsweet's last name for sure. Here's what's interesting,
Directed
right?
by James Gunn.
Yes, and James Gunn I love. He's done a lot of really great pieces so far. He did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He did the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, James Gunn is setting up the whole DC universe.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's doing great work. He did Peacemaker. Peacemaker was also really good.
Was really good.
So I think it looks great. I'm really excited. And I did really like Henry Cavill as Superman too. I think he did a great job.
Henry Cavill's just a great actor.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's a great actor. I really like him in a lot of the stuff that he does. And it's so interesting seeing, I mean, it's probably like all rage bait, but it's so interesting seeing how many people will like watch a trailer and be like, James Gunn is gonna make this fucking movie garbage. It's gonna be so fucking garbage, and Zack Snyder's so much better, and Henry Cavill is my Superman, and nobody will ever. I'm like, it was a teaser.
It's like, why?
Just like you can have your opinions, but save them for after the movie. Go watch the movie first, and if you think it's bad, then you can say it's bad. But you have no ground to stand on,
rage bait.
Other than that, you just like.
Other than you don't think it'll be good.
You're doing tricks on it, man.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder doesn't know you like that.
Yeah,
you're bouncing on it.
That's true. Zack Snyder doesn't know you like that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I went back and watched the Superman Man of Steel movie with Henry Cavill, and it's like not great. Like it's like it's like a fun film to watch.
It has its moments where it's like it's
it has its
okay.
powerful moments.
Yeah, it had its moments where it was really good. But
overall, as a movie, it's not great.
It's not amazing. But it was fun, you know?
It was like, and that's what I'm saying. It was a great movie. I don't remember who played Lois Lane, but I think she was really good for the role.
Amy Adams,
and she was really good for the role. But James Gunn is a great director and writer. I've been watching there's a show on HBO where that technically ties into the new DC universe completely. It's called something Commandos. Creature Commandos. I've been watching it, and it's fucking incredible.
It's great.
It's so good.
It's really good. Did you finish it?
Not yet, no.
It's really good.
And I've been watching it, and I'm like, wow, this actually puts a lot of faith into what James Gunn wants to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very excited to see it.
It's really exciting because I like a lot of what James Gunn. I like the very like kind of 2000s like
he's a very
movie
specific
look
vibe. Yeah,
he's got a very specific vibe that's really good that I appreciate a lot. Not only that, but I think his appreciation for like comic accuracy is really nice as well. And that's part of the reason that I like him a lot is he just like he has fun with it, and it's really solid and it's really good, and I just adore it, right? Like you're never gonna see. Everyone wants to see the Justice League. Everyone wants to see
you don't start
Barry
there,
Allen. Everyone wants to see Hal Jordan. Everyone wants to see whatever.
Yeah.
But then you watch the James Gunn like Superman trailer, and you're like, that's Metamorpho. That's Mr. Terrific. That's Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. That's Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
Like these are cool heroes that you don't normally think about.
Yeah.
And you're excited to see how they become such a big part of this movie.
Yeah, there's been like I saw something. I won't go too into it because I actually don't know how true this is. But I saw something saying that it was like they were like clones of something and they weren't the actual people. I don't know. I could just be like fucking debating everybody.
That's crazy.
But like, and yeah, it was crazy. That's why I was like, I don't know for sure if I actually saw that or if I'm fucking hallucinating.
Yeah.
But the movie looks really good. And James Gunn is really good. I think it's interesting because I think the DC movies really benefit from being like visually stuck in the 90s to early 2000s.
Absolutely.
And so it's really interesting that because I was thinking about it as you were talking as well, is that the event, like the Marvel movies, as soon as they got out of that like 2015 to like 2020 range of like time, they started being like really bad, but also like they're meant to be in like 2030 now.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't think they're as interesting. Whereas like being stuck in that like 1990s and to be fair, that might be nostalgia bait for me, I guess, but
sure. But I get what you're saying.
It's like a great vibe.
You watch like, let's say you're watching the first Avengers movie, right?
Well, like I watched it the other day.
You watched the first event. Like I can remember watching the first Avengers movie when I was a kid and seeing it in theaters and being like, this feels real.
This looks like a news article from New York.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so exciting because it's like, it's somewhere you're familiar with. Not everything is like, it's not like, I have a nanotech suit. It's like, it's cool.
Yeah, and I think that's why the James Gunn Superman's going to be really cool because it might be weird because Metropolis doesn't exist, right? Like, obviously. But like the city. But I think the fact that it doesn't exist, it will feel like this like foreign like news bulletin that you're seeing like when crazy shit goes on.
Sure.
So I think it'll feel very like grounded in reality, even though it's in a city that doesn't exist. But I think it's gonna look. I think it's gonna be really fucking good.
Yeah.
Crypto. What's his name? The dog. Is it Crypto?
I'm pretty sure it's Crypto.
It just like it sounded so wrong in my head because I was like currency. Yeah, it sounded so wrong in my head. No, it's not Crypto, is it?
I'm looking it up.
It's not Balto. Bolt. I know it's not Bolt. Bolt's a great movie. Ever seen that movie?
Crypto.
Let's look up Superman's dog.
It's Crypto. We were right.
Was he Crypto the Super Dog?
He's just Crypto. Oh, it is Crypto the Super Dog.
Yeah. You should go by Airbud.
That was the animated series.
You should go by Airbud.
No, okay. Anyway. That movie looks really good. And then a movie that I've been wanting to see recently, specifically my stepdad, because he showed me the movie, the 1922 version of it, which I enjoyed a lot. Nosferatu.
Yep. It's already out, right?
Yep, it's already out.
No, my mom went and saw it. She said it was really good.
A lot of people talked about it. A lot of people said it's really good.
I don't know anything about it, to be honest.
The only thing that I know about it is the way that oh God, who's the actor who does Nosferatu? Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah.
The only thing that I know about it is Bill Skarsgård's voice for Nosferatu in the movie, because a lot of people on like my TikTok feed were like, they like it, but they were kind of making fun of it and that it sounds ridiculous.
It just sounds silly.
And so they were like doing the voice for it and saying ridiculous. The one that I saw specifically was somebody who was like doing his voice and he was like, "You must bounce on it, crazy style."
That's awesome.
Like, oh my God, Nosferatu telling someone to bounce on it, crazy style, man. Come on,
crazy style.
Come on, man.
Oh man, Nosferatu. Yeah,
but I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be a really good movie.
You're not a musical person, are you?
I mean, I will not. If I'm in New York, I'll go see a musical, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go see a musical.
Were you on the Wicked hype?
A little bit. I did go watch it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I liked it.
I want to see it so bad. I was really, really stoked for that movie to come out in theaters, but I missed the window to see it in theaters when it was super popular, and so I just never went and saw it. But I really want to see it still because I'm fucking obsessed. I love there's something that I don't really talk about it very often, but I love musicals.
Yeah, I
think that they're so fun. I love the music. I love experiencing a story through song. Yeah, it's just something about it. It just is really oh, I fucking love it. I think very nostalgically on High School Musical, growing up. I think
Zac
Camp
Efron.
Rock. I think very nostalgic on those films. Hairspray is a great one.
Yep, Hairspray is also great.
I loved Hamilton when it was really popular in 2017, whenever that was, 2018.
Crazy take. I don't think Hamilton's that good.
Really?
I think it's fine, but I think
it's fine.
I think it's fine, but I think musicals In the Heights is better.
Into the Heights is really good.
Yeah.
Or In the Heights is really good. That movie was good too.
Yeah. I think In the Heights is better.
I'm trying to think of other musicals that would have come out recently. Because I'm listening fucking weird ass shit. Or Little Shop of Horrors is really cute.
Yeah. My high school did a production of that one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Phantom of the Opera. My stepdad,
yep.
Shout out to him. He loves Phantom of the Opera. He had I had a shirt that I think was I was really young, that I think was my mom's, that had the guy in the mask.
Oh yeah,
Phantom of the Opera on it, and I just remember wearing it and being like, I don't know what this is. And he was like, you uneducated. He didn't say this because this is really rude.
You fucking
I was
moron.
like, you uneducated fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. And
he slapped you.
Yeah, he obviously didn't say that. But
and then he beat the shit out of you.
That's how I felt.
Got it.
Dude. Oh my God. Can I?
Are you going to talk about shoulder checking the kid?
No, I'm not, but I can. I was going to go a completely different direction.
Okay.
How much time do I have? Do I have time to tell both stories?
Maybe. You have about 10 minutes.
Oh, that's literally more than enough time. I'm not going to tell the first story. I'll tell you after.
What do you mean?
No, I'll tell you after and you'll understand.
Come on, man.
Okay.
You do this so many times where you're I'm going to
there's some things that I want that I think are just so funny, but I know they're A, not that funny, and B, a personal story to someone.
Okay.
And so I don't really need to tell it. But I'll tell you after because I think it's fucking hilarious. When I was at work, I work with children.
Yep.
There's this kid. He's a big kid, linebacker build, huge.
How old? Just so people have a frame of reference for
8 or 9.
8 or 9, but still bulky.
I want to say he's up to he's up to the top of my chest.
Yeah,
he's pretty tall for a kid that's 8 or 9.
Kids are getting bigger.
It's crazy, dude. Some kids are huge.
Yeah, they're big.
And he has a tendency to be running and not looking where he's going and just bowl people over.
Yeah,
just boom, really quick.
Hits him like a
truck, dude.
Yeah.
And so he hits him really, he has a tendency to do that, and he's walking into me just because he's running around, and I'm kind of a wider person too, so when he's playing tag he likes to run around me and have the other person behind.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of a push, he just is really big, so when he runs into you he'll push you over. And one of his teachers I was talking to, she told me that she didn't use this phrase, but she asserted dominance on him by being I'm gonna square up with you, and taking him to the ground.
Yeah, basically.
And and then after he was like, dude, I can't take her down. I'm not fucking with that anymore.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. I'll do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come here. I'm doing this whole shoulder thing.
Yeah. You're giving him the elbow, the atomic elbow or whatever.
And he runs really quick up to me, and I just shoulder check him because
boom!
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna A, stand my ground, and B, show him that I'm not gonna get fall over.
Immovable object.
Yeah. And he falls it's really fast. It's really fast.
Okay.
But he's laughing. He thinks it's the funniest thing ever. And then he's he never ran into me again after that. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I shoulder checked a kid.
Nice. Yeah. I mean,
he asked. He didn't ask. I asked, and then he said yes.
Yeah. This isn't okay. This isn't in line at all. I mean, it kind of is, but in the worst way possible with the story that you just told me.
Okay.
In high school, I had I'm going to call it a thought experiment just because it sounds way funnier when I describe it like that. And I would go around and I would ask a bunch of people that I knew in high school this question because I was I wonder how what do you think?
Would you ask me the question before you finish the story, or does that come after?
Sure. Yeah, I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
How hard do you think you'd have to punch a third grader to kill them instantly?
Oh, Lord. How hard? Yeah. Is there a specific unit of measurement you're looking for?
Just
ballpark it.
Yeah, just ballpark it.
I'm thinking if I had a baseball and I threw it like a pitcher, they'd die. But do you want punch force?
Yeah, if you were you have to hit this third grader. I don't care where you hit him. You can hit him in the chest. You can hit him in the at the temple. And
I think if they were on the ground already, I could 1-inch punch their chest and kill them. Is that like a hot take?
I mean, that's definitely an interesting method of doing it. But that was my thought experiment that I went around and asked a few people in high school.
Did you like record answers to make it a real experiment?
I was just
asking.
Just asking people,
fucking around to fuck around.
Yeah,
nice.
and I think the more that I think about it, because I'd ask people to put some thought into it. I feel like, you think about a third grader and you're like, it's not a big person.
No, it's not a huge dude.
Not a huge person. Mm-mm. Granted, I would probably break my hand in the process, but I definitely think I could hit a third grader hard enough to kill them instantly.
Not instantly, no. I honestly don't think you could.
You don't think I could?
No, I don't think most people could. It's not like I'm not like sliding on you or anything like that. I honestly don't think most people could.
I think I could obliterate
kicking?
them. No.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think you could.
How dare you?
Like I said, it's not a slide on you. I don't think most people could.
I think you're wrong.
I think you need to go on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader and get fucking humbled.
I am smarter than. Ask me a question.
Nope.
Look up some questions.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
Go ahead.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because we can save that for next time.
Oh my god! I think I'm smarter than.
I honestly think that if we were to, like, maybe we just have to do it and like talk about it. If we were to watch an I'm Smarter Than a Fifth Grader like episode, I think both of us would fail.
Okay, so we'll.
I'm not taking myself out of that equation.
Here's what we can do. We can write it down as something that we'll do for next episode. Ona has a question. Like, do you have a question?
Should I borrow it? Do you want to read it? Let's see.
Okay.
You don't get to see.
Okay, that's fine.
I get all the answers.
Okay.
How many cups are in 28 fluid ounces?
Dude, that is not a.
I'm looking right at it. Do you want? Wait, options? Do you want options?
Ask the.
Okay. How many cups are in 28? There's not on the show, but there is on this quiz.
Okay.
How many cups are in 28 fluid ounces?
How many cups are in 28 fluid ounces?
7 or 14.
Sorry, say the options again.
3.5. 7 or 14. How many cups are in 28 fluid ounces?
3.7.
Oh, I hit the button.
What?
3.5. 7 or 14.
3.5, 7 or 14. How many fluid ounces again did you say?
28.
Sorry, I'm forgetting.
You literally have 10 seconds. I'm going to the next one.
Dude, come on, man.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you.
3.5. I don't know.
That was correct.
I'm goated.
What white puffy clouds are known as fair weather clouds? Do you want the options?
Okay.
Cumulus, cumulonimbus,
it's not
or
cumulonimbus.
stratus?
I'm going to say, what was the first one?
Cumulus.
That one.
Nice. Between 1455 and 1485, the War of the Roses took place in what country?
I don't know.
France, England, or Germany?
Germany.
Mm-mm.
That's okay. This is not. This is terrible.
Should we take another quiz that says how well do you know the Golden Girls Betty White?
No, we can take a quiz next week when we do this again.
Honestly, though, even though I know that they were guesses, you did pretty good.
I did pretty all right.
Yeah.
Those questions are not questions that a 5th or 3rd grader should know.
No, that's literally like curriculum they study. It's like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, the ounces to cups, that's literally curriculum.
That question, whatever, like that calculation or that conversion, that's fine.
The War of the Roses.
The War of whatever?
No.
Who knows that?
Maybe if you're a 5th grader. Maybe if you're
the Washington Times.
Maybe if you're a 5th grader
Stupid
state. What?
Washington's
maybe if you're a 5th grader
state,
in France, you might know about it, unless they're ashamed of that war.
I don't know, maybe.
Well, I don't even remember the middle question. Oh, the cloud ones. That's also curriculum. You got that one right though.
Why would I wasn't there in elementary school to study fucking clouds, dude.
No,
I was there to learn my
You didn't do that? In 3rd grade, my elementary school did like a whole like water cycle cloud unit.
It was not, but we didn't. Yeah, I mean, you can learn about like the cycle, like the what's it called? I don't remember what the cycle is called.
The water cycle?
Is that what it's called? Is it just called the water cycle?
Yes.
I thought there was a more like technical name for it.
I mean, there probably is, but like that's what it is.
Anyway, yeah, we learned about that, but I wasn't learning like the names of the clouds.
Oh, I was.
Really?
Yeah, I went to a pretty nice middle school though, or elementary school though. So.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah, I was privileged. What about it?
Okay. Shut up. Yeah, I don't know.
I appreciate my upbringing. That's just a tangent. I do.
schools that I went to, that wasn't like something.
Yeah.
We didn't care that much about attention to detail. Maybe we did, and I just had bad grades and I didn't pay attention. Who knows?
Dude, they pass you unless you're like literally.
Hey, I graduated college.
Yeah,
man.
as long as you're literally not doing the work, they'll promote you to the next grade. There's very little like.
I got a degree. I graduated college.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
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 Are we close to the end? How you feeling?
I think we're there.
The only thing I want to say is that we. I'll let you bring it up just because I think we were talking about it, like the question thing.
Oh yeah.
And I want to use my dad's question as like the lead into that like type of segment.
Sure.
But I want you to like phrase what it is first.
Yeah. So we obviously really enjoy hearing what you guys have to say about the podcast and sharing your thoughts about what we should talk about or just your thoughts on our topics in terms of what we bring up. But the whole like emailing us thing is a little bit difficult, and sometimes I don't always check the email. And it's I think it'll be a little bit easier if I went ahead and already did set up a Reddit community. So if you want, you can head over to r/the Mind Meld. Pretty easy. I claim the title. It's just r/the Mind Meld.
Cool.
And you can go ahead and start posting on there. And we're going to call the segment "What's on Your Mind." So what's on your mind? Tell us. You can tell us about anything, whether it's the pop culture, the stoner thoughts, the video games, whatever, or if Mason's just spewing nonsense. So tell us about it, and we'll go check it out. And what does your dad have to say?
Well, he asked you to ask me something.
Yes.
Right? Which was the
greatest comeback.
The greatest comeback. And he is going to love that we're talking about it.
Okay.
Because he loves to bring it up. He does. And essentially, the story goes like this.
Okay.
I'm a young child, maybe like 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I could have been older. I don't remember. He'd know better than I is probably. Sure. But
of course, he loves this story.
Was playing a lot of the PlayStation version of Smash, the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Oh, okay.
I was playing a lot of that game when it really came out because I thought it was really cool. And that's actually where my love of Parappa the Rapper came from. I first learned of him in that game, and then I went back
in the car door.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went back and like learned about his like games and like how they're so interesting.
Yeah.
Yada yada. That's where my love for him like originated.
Sure.
And I was playing a lot of it. And he was like, "Oh, like, can I play?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure. Like, I've been playing a lot, but like, we can play." And he picks literally the most busted character in the game just by chance.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm probably spewing cope as well. But and so I get him. It's like a stock game. We each get 3 stocks, just like Smash.
Yeah.
And I get him down to 1 stock. I still have 3. And I'm like, oh, dude, easy peasy. Like, it's whatever. I'm going to win. And then he takes a stock off me. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll get him in the next one. Takes another stock off me. And I'm like, okay, dude, this is serious now. I'm freaking out. And then he takes that last stock off me, and he just was so proud of that moment. He's like, oh, that was the world's greatest comeback, and like saying all this nonsense.
I love that that's what he calls it, even though it's not a comeback if he was in the lead.
No. I had 3 stocks. He had 1.
Oh.
And so he took one off me. Yeah. He took one.
Oh, never mind. I was
that's
like, pretty bad.
Fine. No, dude, I know. And he just was so proud of the moment. And I to be fair, as like being a child, I was like honestly pretty distraught. Because I was like, I've been playing this game for so long. Like I can't believe I like let him do that. Like I was pretty distraught for some reason.
I can understand why.
But like thinking about it now, it's hilarious, especially because he's so fond in that moment. And honestly, playing games with him was like it's just a fond memory in general.
Yeah. He's dying. He died. That's it.
I burped really hard and it hurt. But that is the world's greatest comeback story. Is when I was a child and was very much like the gamer of the household.
Yeah.
He made a 3-1 comeback against me, and it was devastating.
I was devastated.
Reverse
3-0.
Yeah, it was really sad. But he was playing from like it felt like a busted character, but I was also a child, so I was probably just also not very good. And he beat the shit out of me in a game, not in real life. So
that's truly unfortunate.
Yeah. Shout out to my dad.
Shout out to you. Shout out to your dad.
Bringing it up.
Beating the hell out of you.
in game, of course.
In game.
Never in real life.
Yep.
Yeah. I wear my belts.
Congratulations to Mason's dad.
Yeah,
and
shout out.
we brought it up just like you asked. So, if there's anything else that you guys want us to bring up, be sure to head over to r/The Mind Meld, put it in there, or just start any discussions up, and we'll also probably put some in there, and you guys are more than welcome to comment on anything.
I'm sure we were wrong about something. Let us know.
Oh God, probably. We've said a lot of bullshit. If you say it confidently, then whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be it from us. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We appreciate it greatly. It's good to be back.
Yeah. It is.
Be sure to go check out our socials. I have no clue if we're going to post on them, but you never know. It'll probably go up on there. The Mind Meld PC on Twitter and the Mind Meld podcast on Instagram, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Instagram one's right for
Something like that. A huge shout out to Pengu Kim and Reflexes for doing the design and the music. We appreciate it greatly. Mason, is there any closing thoughts that you have?
I don't know. I mean, I wish that we recorded during the election, so I should have said go out and vote, but I hope you went and voted.
I hope you went and voted.
We are living with the consequences of our actions.
Goddamn right we are.
Live your life while you can.
Live your life while you can.
That's it.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Again, we appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.